Greetings to all my 10th grade children. Today we are going to see the last part of the history lesson. I welcome you all to the Z-Learning platform. The last part of the history lesson is League of Nations. You all know about the Paris Peace Conference. It was started by Woodrow Wilson, and again this League of Nations was created or made, organized out of his own interest. Okay, so this League of Nations, let's see how the League of Nations was organized and how it was effectively working out, and what are the violations and few other things. Structure and the composition, objectives of the league. Objectives is aim, okay, activities of the league, violations and causes of failure. Yes, let's see. Structure and composition. The Paris Peace Conference was, that time itself, when they created Paris Peace Conference, they were creating a foundation for this league, and due to the pressure of President Wilson, the league was accomplished. Because of his interest only, this was started, and the main ideas was from Britain and America. They were giving lot many ideas for creating or organizing this kind of a league. This league consists of 5 bodies. The first one is the Assembly, the Council, the Secretariat, the Permanent Court of Justice, and the International Labour Organization. From the words itself, you can understand, if any issues are coming, they will be discussing in the Assembly, and the Council will be finalizing it. It will be passed in the Secretariat, and even they will have that certain, if any illegal activities are taking place between the countries, they will be having a Permanent Court of Justice. So each and every aspects of difficulties or political issues are being taken into consideration in this League of Nations. Okay, and this League of Nations was mainly supporting the winners of the World War I. That is, the countries which were more powerful, which won the majority, was given more support in this League of Nations. So the 5 main permanent members are the Britain, France, Italy, Japan and US, and they have the right to vote. Even the smaller countries were given the right to veto. Okay, it's a kind of an election system, and in this election system, every decision will be taken unanimously. That is, no suggestion from the opposition. Whatever we are suggesting, it will be accepted unanimously without any opposition. That will be taking place in the League of Nations. So less confusion takes place here. Now here in Secretariat, the Secretariat was started in Geneva, and the first Secretary General was Sir Eric Drummond. You can see his picture. In Britain, International Court of Justice was organized in a place called Hague, and in that Court of Justice, 15 judges were there, and International Labour Organization, 4 representatives from each countries were taken. Okay, whatever countries were the members or the participants of the league, in each country 4 representatives will be taken for the benefit of the labours, to discuss, to see the disadvantages or the advantages, what are the difficulties faced by them. Everything is discussed in the International Labour Organization. So in the next slide, we can see the objectives of the league. There are 2 main-fold objectives of the league. Okay, the first objective is to avoid war. You all know how much of impact created by the World War. To create a better world condition, world climatic condition, that is not actually seasonal climatic, a peaceful climatic condition in the world, this league was brought out. So the first thing is they are targeting to avoid the war. If we avoid the war, we will automatically maintain peace. Okay, so promote international cooperation. The second point is to promote international cooperation in both social and economic factors. Wherever they want to have a cooperation, that is especially in trading, especially in industrialization, especially in capitalization, every area is only such areas only created such a great huge war in the world. So to avoid that, to promote international cooperation in social and economic affairs, they have created, that is the main target of this objective of the league. So the first point is to avoid the war, and the second point is to have an international cooperation socially and economical factors. Then they act as an arbitrator like a peacemaker and conciliator. If any problems are arising, When problems arise, automatically it will lead to war. Now we know that China and India, there is a border issues going on there. So what is happening? Automatically it come to a conclusion to have a war there. So that to avoid the war and maintain peace, what they are doing is, first itself they get into, or they will get into the problems or affairs and try to resolve it. That's what they are doing as arbitrator and conciliator, to resolve all the political issues and affairs. Disputes is problems. Then difficulties. In these objectives of the League, some difficulties are taking place. When every country cooperates together, if we have an institution or an organization, all the members should participate and cooperate. But here, what is happening is, main ideas was given by USA and Britain, but later what is happening is, USA started showing its absence, and Germany, already we know, he was always a kind of a problem maker, and Russia also was always, it's not so strong, and it was also showing its absence here. So Germany and Russia, they joined in between in 1926 and 1934, but Germany resigned in 1933. So this is coming in between and going away, having some problems and not showing incooperative attitude in the organization, creates more violations and difficulties in the way to organize the League. So Russia was expelled because Russia was creating certain problems, like creating a war, and it's not paying attention to the League suggestion. So what is happening is, Russia was expelled. Expelled meaning is sent out from the League in 1939. Okay, so these are the difficulties creating. So the main idea is a very good idea. They have a good target, but because of these incooperative attitudes, they are having some issues in the League. Next one, activities of the League. This League was really a very powerful and a very good thing, and they were able to be successful in 3 issues. You can see in 1920, there was a dispute, there was a problem or a clash between Sweden and Finland. As Sweden and Finland was fighting for the Åland Islands. Okay, Finland was wanting to have Åland, or want to have an authority over the Åland, and Sweden also at the same time was having that authority. So two countries, or the two nations, were having a great dispute, and finally League got into that dispute, and they gave a conclusion that Finland should have the Åland Islands. Then the second one is frontier between Poland and Germany. Like frontier between China and India, we are having an issue, the current issue now. The same way, Poland and Germany also were having a frontier. Frontier means border issues, and again that too where means in the area of Upper Silesia, Silesia's upper area. So again there was a problem, and they were getting into it, and they were trying to resolve it. The third one was Greece and Bulgaria in 1925 having a problem, and through Locarno Treaty 1925, Germany, France, Italy, Belgium and Great Britain guaranteed peace in Western Europe. So what is happening is, this dispute was resolved, and again League called every nations, Germany, France, Italy, that is European countries, all the European countries were called together, and they signed the treaty again, giving a guarantee that they will create peace in the western part of the Europe. So that was a good thing from the, or a successful thing, or what they can establish is these 3 issues, and plus they were able to get the guarantee from the other nations. Then Germany joined the League. Okay, Germany joined the League, and that time what is happening is, when Germany joined the League, because Germany was signing here that he will be creating a peaceful atmosphere in the Western Europe. So what is happening? League is accepting Germany in the League, and they are giving him a permanent place in the council. Permanent place in the council. After 2 years, US and Russia also participated in the League. The previous thing also we saw, Germany, US and Russia was out of the League. Now again when Germany joined, later 2 years, they are also taking part in the League. The next one is violations. Violations means when you have certain set of rules and regulations, when you go against it, it is called as violations. Here in this League also certain violations were taking place. The first one is, they were If we have a war, we'll automatically attack another country using our weapons and the military strength, everything. So in the same way, League was asking everyone to have a disarmament of the weapons. 1925 disarmament conference. So they were creating no country should have any weapons in them, no bombs or any other things should be with them. So they have to disarm, they have to surrender everything. Conference by the League. In the League they were doing it. And materialized, that was brought into application only in 1932. Germany's demand of equality of arms with France. Germany now again coming and creating an issue that he want to have an equality with the France, that I too should have. Actually Germany was a troublemaker. He want to have equal amount of weapons what France is having. So what that suggestion was rejected by the League. So automatically Germany what is doing is, actually the leader was Hitler at that time in Germany. So Hitler withdrew Germany from the League. So he started creating problem, he started moving away from the League. The next one is Japan attacked Manchuria. Okay, that's a previous thing, already it was there. Japan attacked Manchuria. The League condemned Japan not to have such attack over another nation. That is, they want to have to avoid war. But Japan, when he heard this, Germany started resigning. So Japan also started imitating Germany and he resigned from the League. He also resigned from the League. And Italy started, what Italy is doing is, Italy started attacking Ethiopia. And this Ethiopia's attack, the League was thinking, the previous two things they were rejecting. So they started thinking, if we start rejecting, people, that is the members will start leaving the League and that will create a great problem. So now at this situation what they are doing is, they are sanctioning the request. When they sanction the request, Italy took it as an advantage, and what he is doing is, he is giving an opposition attitude, showing resignation there. So Italy resigned in 1937 from the League. So League was started creating, it got confusion, it started become passive for every situation. Whatever happening, whatever problems were happening, it started to become passive. Passive in the sense, not reacting for anything. Whatever he sees, he will not be reacting. He will be sitting quietly and he will be watching everything like that. League was passive witness to certain crisis. Crisis is problem. And Russia was expelled for the attack on Finland. Now we got the reason why Russia was expelled in 1939 there is because of he was attacking on Finland, and the League of Nations was not joining together or having a meeting again hereafter after the situation. So finally it was dissolved. Dissolved means completely closed in 1946. So League of Nations was dissolved in 1946. The next one is, you are going to see the causes of failure. There are 4 main points for the causes of the failure. The first one is, the League of Nations is an organization, and first itself I said it was mainly targeting only the victorious people in the World War I. Okay, those who were victorious, that is allied nations were victorious, and it was targeting only those people. And the great powers were creating what they having is, if someone is more powerful, even in the political system, if we are not supporting them, what they will do, they will go away from the group or organization. The same thing is happening here. So when they were supporting the weaker part, that is the victorious part, victorious people who were allied nations, this greater powers, central powers were drawbacking from the organization. So that made a first failure for the organization. The next one is, League of Nations doesn't have a military of its own. So if any decision is taken place, if any member of the League is not following it or taking participating in it, they cannot do enforcing the decisions there. So it was really utterly failure there. Only they can decide it, but they are not able to apply it there. So that was a great second failure. And the third one is, the founders underestimated nationalism. Nationalism is, when we all come together, we always, if we are good enough, we'll be thinking that we all are one together. But each and every nations come together. Maybe Germany is here, maybe France here, maybe India is there, everyone are there. Still, for France, Germany may be an enemy. For France, Russia may be an enemy. Again, they may have enmity in them, So they will surely have nationalism feeling there. So in the League of Nations, they were not giving in importance or a kind of an importance to this nationalism. So the founders underestimated the nationalism feeling. So that was another failure for the organization. So collective security cannot be applied in actual practice. Collective security is everyone should have together and share together. If any problems are arising, everyone have to share their economy or share their military force, share their everything. That's what collective security here. If one country is weakened in one part, another country should share their things. So that is not possible for everyone. So that is collective security cannot be applied in actual practice. So that was a great disadvantage in the organization. So that was the third failure. And the fourth failure, if you see, Italy, Japan and Germany refused the orders of the League. Whatever orders Italy is given, Japan is given, Germany is given, the three issues we saw, they were keep on refusing the orders, and Britain and France were the major powers at that time. So what they do, they were not also good supporters of the League. And finally, Wilson, he himself was not able to convince his country to become a part of the League. Actually, he was the person who started the League, who started the Paris Peace Conference, whose brainchild was the League actually. But he himself was not able to convince his country to become a member of the League, and everyone was pointing out that, and they were not supporters of the League. And finally, everything was utterly under confusion and not in a good cooperative mode. So finally the League was in a failure. Hope you all understood the lesson. By the League of Nations, the first lesson has come to an end. Hope you all enjoyed the lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.